right, the prehistoric brain. And then this thing that we call music. I'll pretend I can understand how it evolved, but I think it's reasonably possible that there is an emotional quality to life at that point. There may not be that much of a clear cognitive understanding, because I think, we're making up stories or myths or explanations because we've got to, like, what's happening. It's very hard to predict. The prediction quality is not really fully developed yet. There's a lot of immediacy to life. And there you are communally. I'm imagining, sometimes out, but a lot of the times after the demands of the day, the retreat into safety and shelter and warmth and community, communal, family, clan, and voice and sound, it's not difficult for me to imagine that the voice would start a kind of a chanting process. And that, you'd want to accompany that by hitting something. So I think the early chanting, even with the breathing, I lived a long time in Southern California and used to spend some amount of time in Southwest US, and the Native American culture is there, and the so-called powwow, but the simplicity of an animal skin drum, a circle of people, and people chanting and kind of singing along to it, and then naturally there's a kind of a very basic kind of movement that happens. I would easily imagine that this is at least one of the main generating sources of psychoactive agency, the way that music to this day has this evocative quality. You don't have to be smart to make music and to enjoy music. It's something different. And it's so interesting with all the threat of dementia and Alzheimer's on how so many people that have really forgotten just about everything, somehow they're able to remember music, remember songs, sing songs, play instruments. It's some part of the brain neurologically that is just different than a lot of our more modern, cognitive, symbolic kind of communication. So with the NeuroVIZR, we want to work with this prehistoric, primitive response to sound, knowing that it doesn't have to be complex. As a matter of fact, sometimes the more simple the connection to the emotive quality can come forward. Now, maybe that's like a dumb thing to say because there's so many types of music, but to try to appreciate the prehistoric brain, I think that a lot of basic musical forms could be birthing themselves during those times, and that those things that were birthed there, the rhythm, the emotive quality, the communal aspect of it, the deepness of going deep into the sub-caverns and chanting, and the shamanistic guidance that comes with canteros, with the songs and the music and the repetition of how the extraordinary mind is a very dear friend to this thing that we call music. And the early music that could have evolved most certainly is rooted in the prehistoric brain. I think what we've done with music has been easier because music is mechanical vibration. It takes a medium. I have to have a medium to make the sound. I think the power and delight of light, even the word delight, that we've not been able to make light music like we've been able to make sound music because we haven't had instruments, we haven't had tools to manage light like we manage sound, because light is radiation. Music is vibration. But we do now. We have instruments that allow us to manipulate light like we manipulate sound. It's not all there yet, but it's coming very soon. We have it, and so to me, it's time that we can really satisfy our prehistoric brain and our modern brain at the same time. I don't know, it's a little bit goofy to say, but I believe that's true.